Say it with me, rich friend. I am rich. Say it again. I am rich. One more time to lock it in. I am rich. Realize I create happiness. My name is Vivian Rich, and today we are talking about living richer with ease in the realm of parenting because we know one size does not fit all or most, okay? Parenting and particularly teenagers. Go ahead and invite a friend and hit that like and that share button right about now for a parent that is parenting teenagers and so, or it might be you. Anyway, I want to share with you a little conversation from this week I was having with a good friend and client about parenting teenagers. And this is going to be a conversation about teenagers that are a bit more advanced and a bit more having some challenges and dealing with life. I wouldn't say challenges. Let's just talk about life. Okay. So this client happens to have a teenage daughter, and her teenage daughter is sexually active, and that is common. In this day and age, I myself, having been a teen parent twice over by the time I graduated, I can speak to this subject from a place of experience on both sides and having been the parent of teenagers that are now young adults. So she was reaching out. In particular, her subject matter and her situation is she has a teenager that has a child and they live at home, but she's not quite old enough to live out on her own, or at least doesn't appear to be responsible enough to live out on her own. And I know from my experience as a teenager, I was in that same predicament. I wasn't certain as to whether I was a child at this moment or whether an adult, because I had children at a young age. Now, here's the thing I would say, to answer the question that she had in particular is how to deal with her daughter who is rebelling in a sense, or demonstrating rebellious acts and not wanting to adhere to household rules and not respecting the space of the home and different things of that nature. And it's a tough pill to swallow. And I tell you, it's not one size fits most, but you know who you are and how you're parenting. Because a lot of times, the things that we're trying to keep our children from, and we put tight reins around them and not allowing them to blossom and flourish and grow into their beingness, is the same thing that comes back to hurt us and gives us a lot more pain. We create more pain for ourselves as well as for our children. Painful memories for all involved when we are restricting the growth cycle, which is natural. So we have to release and allow each person to make some choices of their own. And yes, although she's living in your household, I advise you to be clear and have an adult conversation with her, because that is what she is in essence, because she's birthed a child. And, listening to Betty Wright, the song, Make Me a Woman, when you listen to that, once you a person go into sexual experiences, it's pretty much, their eyes have been open and you can't close it. That experience has happened and you cannot forget that. And if it was a pleasurable experience, it will be repeated again and again. And so with that being said, I think there needs to be a conversation had of respect from a new perspective, rather than she's just a child, because she is not just a child. She's a child with a child that happens to be living in your household. So you want to respect yourself and you want to respect her. However, there has to be some conversations had, adult to adult, or certain expectations. Now that you have experienced this wonderful thing, and now that you're there, Here's how I can assist you. I share with people oftentimes, my mom and I, when I was 17, I had my own place. My graduation gift was getting my own apartment, okay, for myself and my two children. And my mother said to me, and we looked at the apartment, is it suitable? Yes. Can you afford it? Yes. I'll do everything I can to help you stay in this apartment and stay in this place. And she went back to her home, our home, what was her home, okay, went back there. And she said, look around here. Anything you see that you need that will help you stay in your place, you're welcome to it. And as I reflect on that, I'm quite pleased with that experience. Although when it was going on, I didn't feel any certain way. I was excited, really. I think I was really excited that I was going to have my own place, but I had no knowledge of what all came with that, knowing that there would be every month rent, every month utilities. I'm fully in charge of my children's well-being on a 24/7 basis, making certain that they were where they needed to be at the given time. So I was growing up with my children. So to say your daughter is at that level of maturity, I don't know. However, you as a parent will know, and you will know best when you give the opportunities for your daughter to exercise their responsibilities. One of the things that helped me when I was living at home before getting my own place is I was responsible. When I had my first son, I was responsible for milk. I was responsible for diapers. Yes, I was responsible. I was also responsible for making certain that he got to daycare and that I got to school on time. So that looked like me getting up at 5 a.m., catching the city bus, then walking to him to daycare, and then walking back to get on the school bus, and then doing the same process in the afternoon, picking him up, and then riding the city bus to go back home. So that ingrained in me the sense of responsibility for what I had created and the choices that I had made. So I would say to any parent that's parenting a teenager that is sexually active, that veil has been lifted, and there needs to be different conversations now. It's not just a child. Your child is sexually active, and the more you try to restrain your child, they will become more and more rebellious, and it will create more hurt for everyone involved. So trust that you have parented your child very well up until this point, and they've made some choices of their own, which they have to live with, and it's all a part of your life as well. But it's not the end of the world. That's what I definitely share with all parents. It's not the end of the world. Give your child the space that they need to grow and allow them to make choices. And some of those choices may not have a pretty outcome or the best outcome in mind, but definitely allow them to take responsibility for those choices so that they can build their muscles and grow and become stronger as young adults and become self-sufficient adults and parents as well. I'm Vivian Rich here, inspiring you to live richer with ease. If anything I've said resonates with you, if you have any questions or anything of that nature, be sure to comment, and also be sure to share and like this video. Thank you so much for supporting Live Richer with Ease. Until next time, I'm Vivian Rich.